Play some rapid chess. 10 plus 0. I think I can get to 2600 in one game, so we will see. Accepting. Okay, finally. Now, what on c4? Do I want to play Slav or the classical Queen's Gambit? Maybe Chigorin. Maybe I can do Chigorin. Let's go like this. And go for semi-Tarrasch, maybe. Knight takes d5 and then e4 take on c3 and then go c5. Exchange bishops, castle. And here I'm not sure, maybe b6, but I think it's b6. b6 and then bishop b7. That looks fine. Let's go for b6 and get to b7. And now where does the knight go? Maybe it goes to d7. I have to check after the game what the theory here is. Knight d2. What does he want? He wants maybe to c4 and then to d6, but that's a bit far-fetched, I'd say. Let's go e5. I'm not sure if it's good to allow the passed pawn, but I have a nice outpost on c5 in return, so it could be also good, but I cannot swear that this is the best way to play. I thought about this and then getting to c5. I think this is a better version. I think he should have done d5 here and tried to, at first of all, get my bishop locked, and then second of all, create a passed pawn, which might be a good investment for the future. But we got this one, and now let's place my knight on c5 as I wished. And voila, maybe f5. Oh, but then e5. No. Let's go with rook d8. Why not? And then knight d6 maybe. To somehow use this. This one, I think I'll pass with the queen trade for now. I think I'll pass. But he has knight d6, which might be a bit annoying. Oh, maybe I could get away with the queen trade, because after queen trade I can go f6 and the knight c4, maybe bishop. Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay, king f8. I'm lucky to be alive here. He wants to go knight d6 maybe. So I could go b5. I think that's a blunder by him, but not immediately, of course. Not immediately b5 because this rook hangs, so let's first exchange and then go b5. Do I have something better? Bishop a6 also looks tempting, but bishop d5 continues the struggle. I don't know. Okay, let's try for b5. Bishop d5 maybe. I should not be worse here, definitely. Or so I think. Or so I think. Bishop d5, yeah, take. Knight e4. I mean, that's all good and whatnot, but I could go to a4 and then to c3. That looks a bit risky. Allowing the rook to get to the... But you know what, let's go for this. And get to c3. Let's be brave sometime. Once. I think there's nothing to be brave about in this position, but I like to think I'm brave here. But now he's fixing my pawns, that's something I don't like. Let's go here. To at least activate my pieces. Maybe this one. Or wait, maybe check first and then rook d4. Or maybe it was better rook d4 first and then get to d2, but I think I get to d2 anyway, so it looks okay for me. If rook c5, a2 hangs, so that's something. If knight b2, well, rook d2, picking up the knight. And any other knight move, I play rook d2 and pick up a2, which is always nice because I have two passed pawns in that case. Which is always nice. Okay, let's go here. And then immediately push the pawn. I don't want to wait. Let's say rook c5, push, take, push. Oh, he does that. Wow, that was interesting. Now, my knight is a bit stranded, so I have to be careful. A lot of careful. Or do I have to be careful? Let's push. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a little push? Let's go a5. Maybe I'm overextending here with my pawns. He's close and he might pick them up. Oh, but he's defending not the best way, I think. Oh yeah, he is. He is defending the best way. Damn it, how is that? Oh, damn it. Knight a3. Okay, let's activate the king. At least, if anything else. Okay, let's try to advance on the king side and try to fix these pawns. Yeah, this isn't gonna be easy to swindle. I messed up. Let's go here. Maybe king d7 was better, but knight f5 was a bit annoying after he captures. Although he didn't have anything like that, but let's give it a check. Take this pawn. And now eternal battle. Don't play king d4 because you lose this. A second to check something really quickly. Huh. So that's interesting. Okay, how do I make progress here? Maybe I provoke h4. I provoke one more pawn move here before I continue. But what is that gonna be? This one? Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna be very rough. Very, very rough. Okay, let's try this. And okay, let's get into this ending. G4 and then who is next? Oh, I wanted to check, but I'm gonna do it on the next after the next game. Okay, let's do Caro-Kann. Let's develop. And then go c5. After I castle c5, queen b6. And I have a decent French because my bishop is out. So maybe it's time now for c5, because if I don't do it, then b4 could become a slight problem. And if he takes, I want to take on f3 actually, because if I don't do it, this knight gets to d4, so let's just take it first. And then, now the recapture is a bit tricky, but I don't want to take because he might get some queenside majority, although I have a good center. But let's do something simple. Bishop c5 and put some pressure on e5 later. b4 looks logical, but it's also kinda overextending, because I'm gonna get knight c6 next, and e5 looks a bit weakened, and now it's gone. Let's go a6 and knight c6, because why not? Why not to exchange some pieces? Maybe queen b6 to threaten the queen trade, which will definitely help me, not him. And after this, I get knight c6 and d4 hangs as well, so it's a good deal for me. All right, take with what? I guess take with the knight, threaten the king with something, and then rook c8. So if I go here, he goes there. Okay, it's a nice trap. And also he wants to maybe pin me by doing this, but I always have queen a7, so it's not that big of a problem. Let's go g6. Because now he doesn't have any tricks like that. I could have also gone with king h8 to not get into a check. But okay, I think g6 is not horrible. And also I'm giving myself an option to go to f5. Although I'm not sure how realistic that is, but it is an option. Okie dokie. Knight f5. Yeah, especially after Bishop takes gf, g4. It doesn't look so great. Let's do knight b5 attacking this one. And knight b5, knight c3, f5 immediately. Wow, that's a shocker. But I can take with the e pawn, not g pawn, because there's perpetual. Yeah, let's just do this. I guess no sacrifices work on f5, but you might just try it. Alexander, hello. Amit, hello. But if he doesn't take on f5 immediately, I get my knight to e4 to a lovely square. So it's now or never. Or just take on b5 and take on d5 to make it easy on him. But none of this looks great. I think the least of the evils is bishop b5 and then going after this one. But yeah, I think this is the more practical choice. I don't know, if I get to play f6 next, that's gonna be pretty safe for my king. Pretty safe. But does he even threaten to do anything special here? Queen g5, king h8, rook f6 maybe. So maybe I can go like knight c3. What's up with that? Knight c3. Okay, if I blunder something, great. Great. I want to get to e4 and cover g5, also hinting at knight g3 in some moment. Let's see. And a very nice point here is that after queen g5, king h8, rook f6, there's knight e4, and it would help me a lot to liquidate. Rook b6, knight to g5. Maybe it's not so simple, but after all, but yeah, maybe I should find something better, but something like rook c6 maybe. We get knight g5, 94, and then on queen e3, for example, rook c3. On queen d3, rook c3, c3. No, I don't think so. I didn't play that well. Maybe there's this one. Threatening this and threatening that. So yeah, or maybe defend d5. I don't know. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go here. King h2, maybe rook c2. Once I put pressure on g2, I think that's the end of his hopes for some counter chances on the king side. Because now I'm gonna threaten this. He probably has to go king h2 to stop business, like, or maybe rook f3, but again, rook c2 works for me. So yeah, let's go for this. Knight d2 now. Knight d2, and that's lights out. But I played it before you mentioned it, so there's a bit of a delay. So, but yeah, nice find. Anyways, yeah, now I should be just a little bit careful. And don't mention the moves when I'm playing. Because people might be... Let's go back, actually, and then queen d6. Shade. King h8, rook g8, that looks good enough. Yeah, I was talking about knight f5 as well. But then I played a move, and then I think a second later I saw the move. This one... Okay, queen g7 and maybe rook e8 just to... Or something like this. No, I'm playing rapid only. And now f5 should do the job. Should do the magic. But wait, it has to be simpler than this. And it is simpler than this. Let's go rook e6. give a check. And that's it. Okay, let's do a rematch. And then let's check the first game, the opening, in the Semitarash. If I don't forget, once again. E3. Okay, let's do the main line, even though I don't really know it. But usually in rapid format it doesn't really matter if you know or don't know. Yeah, now there's this line, but let's do something boring. Bishop b4, okay. Can I go for this and then queen g4? It's possible, but is it any good? Wait, if he takes, I take, because on queen g7, bishop e5, so that's alright. Let's go f4. Does anyone maybe know if this is theory or not? Maybe I should go back to g3 to prepare the f5 break, if possible. Bishop goes there. Oh, yeah, prepare this. Good luck with that. Maybe bishop e3, but I'm... Yeah, maybe. And then rook ad1, maybe. Knight there. But this knight will be my big problem. I don't know where to put it. It belongs on f3, but do I just let it go? But now it might be. It might be a good time to get something like this. Although it's quite risky. There's c4 and then rook b8. Okay, ante. But yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for this. Well, at least I can take on a7 if he goes rook b8, so I can be a bit material here. And if queen b6, I thought about playing c4. Although now I'm not so sure about the quality of that move. c4, d4. I could go to c1 to defend b2. Okay. It's not great, but not so terrible. Oh, I'm anything but fresh. It's 8 a.m. at my place. Let's take this and then get to c6. But maybe it's because I didn't stream for several days, so I'm energetic as never before. Knight to c8. Ah, this is gonna be ugly. Ugly position, because I'm gonna lose a pawn, definitely here. No doubt about it. Like how this looks, but let's bring this knight back to d4. No, that's also not the greatest. Not the best idea I had. Let's go anyways. To defend c2. I'm giving up this one, but there might be some attack like h4, h5, some optimistic stuff. But it might be even too optimistic even for me. Even for me, it could be too optimistic. Alright, let's go there to cover e4. Yeah, I'm playing the Serbia Open in 10 days. It begins from 12th and it finishes on 21st. Well, it's time to attack now. It's time to make this attack works. Works. Okay, let's first set up a small trap, but knight d3 is possible then. Knight d3, go back, go back. Alright, but knight d3 doesn't do anything, so why would I be afraid of that? Why? Thank you. Thank you for that. The top seed is a GM like 2600. But I don't threaten g4 because he might have knight e4. Although, what is that? I can go queen g2 and handle the knight later. That's not so bad, I think. I think if I manage to get h5 in, it's gonna be something nice. Didn't see that one. But I think the exchange of knights on d4 in particular works for me. Let's go g4. And focus on the attack. Or what I call attack on the king side. Let's bring over bishop d4. And I'm not sure, this could turn out bad for black as well, because his king will have some holes, because eventually he'd have to play f6 or f5, and that gives me some targets like g6, e6, and so on. I even think I could afford to exchange a pair of rooks, because this rook on a2 is a bit annoying. Although for the moment it doesn't really do anything. Like, it attacks c2, but Not much besides that. Oh, now it's a tough choice. Do I go for this and then go h5? Or do I open it up? Let's try this, even though it looks very stupid. I mean, it is stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyways. To see how he handles against this pressure. But I left h4 also, so we'll see. Because when I take on f6, he is weakened, but so am I. f4 is quite soft, and I want to minimize that. Okay, you don't threaten to capture, so I'm good with that. Although, he will capture an e5 later. Alright, let's go here, I guess. Maybe to rook lift like this. I think now it's time for a move such as c3 or to destabilize my bishop somehow. But no such thing has happened. Let's go here. No such thing. Now it's time for such a move, like h5. Maybe it's too early, but I have to try something. 3 minutes on the clock, panic might kick in, and so on. c3, not really something I would be afraid of. This one, well, I can maybe just go rook d1. But who knows, maybe he wants to go rook a1 and then take on f4, and I kinda collapse here. Okay, let's try this, and if d4, take. And then we'll see. King g7, queen h4 maybe. It looks pretty dangerous for black. All of a sudden. I think he didn't calculate far enough. Like, when I go here, what does he do? If bishop g6, I give a check. Oh, maybe he just takes him, but bishop h5, that's not good. It cannot be good in any life. So I'm not quite sure what did he see here. Because I'm having rook h2 as a threat next. And if rook h8, queen f6 enters, that doesn't seem too pleasant. Although it doesn't do anything, maybe. Maybe it doesn't do anything, I don't know. But definitely he has to address the queen e7 threat. He cannot stand there and pretend everything is great. Or maybe he can, I don't know. That was bad. What was that? So let's analyze a bit. Let's not play chess. So let me see what the Stockfish says here. The whole line is not so bad, I mean, according to the engine. Aha, here I should have played h4, it's slightly better. Okay. c5, c4, bishop e2, rook b8. Okay, this is all. Yeah, here I wasn't thrilled about giving up pawns, but I really hoped that there was something on the king's side. Knight b5 back was better. Wait, you know what? After queen c6? Knight d6. Knight b7, let's say. f5, wow. Yeah. And then on this, ed6. And if you take bishop h6. Wait, how does he... Ah, he gets the b2 to defend. Wait, queen b2, bishop d5. Holy smokes. This is insane. But now, what happens if bishop d7? Do you just sack a rook and then get to g5? What's happening? Oh yeah, rook df5 and then give it up like this. Okay. Queen f2 instead? Ah, 93 was actually good here, but I thought just queen d2, and what happened next? f6 then. Ah, now you break. Wait, and if you go here, f4 hangs. Oh god. That's why you play f6 to avoid this move. On this move, just you lose f4. That's a nice point. To make the queen stuck on d2, basically, on the second rank. Being pinned, knight on d3 is really nicely placed there, attacking f4 and probably even forcing some additional weaknesses. Yeah. But knight b3 is played instead. I played, what did I play? g4, okay, takes, f5, and wow, I didn't take, and it was the best move. I played bishop f3. What if I took bishop f6, rook d1? Yeah, I thought even here I had some chances for active play, but I don't know. I attack c6, he attacks c2, and my king is also maybe even weaker than his. So I wanted to keep my king a bit safer than it would be after ef, and it turned out to be a good choice. This, and now rook a1. Rook a1 is the best, but let's keep the pieces. h5, c3, rook g2. And yeah, here d4 was a big blunder, but let's see what I played this, and what would happen if rook a7? Oh, you just move bishop f2 and play slow game. Maybe this bishop will come to play via h4 later. Also, there's a weakness here, so we can do something about that. Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, after d, queen e7, if you do bishop f7, I thought about taking on f7. Is it good? It's still good because I have queen f6 in the end. But I missed that I have queen f6 forcing this, and then gf. It's slightly more forced, and in the end there's checkmate. Let's take a look at one game, the first game I played. This is the game. Wait a second. This one. So this was the game. By the way, do you see the whole board, or is it? Oh, it's not skewered. Crooked. Takes, bishop b4, takes, castle here, b6. Yeah, it's a bit foggy, the details of the theory here, but I think there is definitely idea. I thought there was definitely idea of b6 and trying to control the d5 square, basically, because that's the main idea. And now e5 is played. e5, after which I allowed d5. But in some positions it's good to have this. And I should still try to figure out what's the moment. Maybe I could do it on stream one day. What do you think? Is it a good idea to do that on stream? To reveal my secrets of openings. Yeah, here I didn't know what to do next, but I was hoping to place my knight on d6 and somehow. Not sure how, but to do it at some moment. But luckily he played this, and yeah, I almost played even f5 here, which would be a bit stupid, allowing him e5 and a nice passed pawn. But fortunately I didn't do that. Knight f7. Yeah, here I thought I had something. Rook a5, rook d8, knight c4. Yeah, this was a mistake. Rook a6 was better, to keep the knight blocking the rook, and I mean, if I have to take on a2, that's not really a great chance for me for a win. But I don't know, rook behind the pawn, I activate. It says only 0.3 for me, but I'd give myself better chances than that. But he played knight c4 instead, rook d1, here rook d4. All nice. Wait, what's wrong with rook d4 first? Oh yeah, I don't... yeah, that was stupid. Because I wanted this, but then he takes on a7 and he's fine. Rook d1 here, and this was the point, actually, to take on a2 and to defend a7. But here I think... oh, yeah, I should have played a5 instead. So let's say this, a4 now. King c4, king f7. What is happening now? If knight d5, I go b3, I guess. King d3 and now a3. And now he doesn't get to take my pawn. Yeah, b3 was horrible. And a5 even worse. g5 it says. g5 to fix these pawns and then to activate the king. In case the structure liquidates, to disable him from pushing the pawns to make some barricade. Okay. I don't want to go deeper into this line. It's probably some obscure line. But it makes sense. Knight b2, a3, and then I lose all of my advantage. But I still fight, but there's nothing to squeeze because he has lots of squares for the king. My pawn on g6 is weak always, and I don't have the right resources to go around with the king, basically, which I would like to do. Because he always has f4 and his knight will harass my pawn on g6. And finally we get to the ending, which is a draw. Okay, I think that's it. That's it for this session. I'm gonna go now and have a great day. I might be live in about 3 hours or so, but don't wait if I if I don't show up. See you soon and have a nice day. Bye.